Hello, my name is Renee Hamilton, and today I'm going to be doing a review on the movie, the live action Aladdin. So my husband and I went to see it on Saturday afternoon, and let's just say that we were really excited to watch it, especially my husband because he likes Aladdin a lot more than I do as far as the movie itself. And if you can tell, Aladdin is more like it has a Disney princess in it, but it's not exactly like Cinderella or Beauty and the Beast or Snow White. It's a little bit more action-packed, it's in the same category as what you would, Lion King and whatever, stuff that even boys like to watch, okay? So, today we're going to talk about the new live action. Now I know that there's a lot of people who bash Disney for doing live actions of all their cartoons that they made in the past, and a lot of people claim that that's all they're doing nowadays and they're just remaking all their old movies and they're not coming out with anything new and fresh. First of all, let me just say that's not true. But it's because they are making a lot of live actions right now that people are not realizing that they have made new stories and new cartoons and everything like that, and it's just mind-boggling that people focus on the fact they're making live actions, and that's not all they've been doing. But put that aside. Right now we're going to talk about Aladdin. Alright, so Aladdin, I don't want to give anything away. I don't want to give any spoilers or anything, so I'm not trying to do that at all. My hair's messed up, sorry. But I'm not trying to give any spoilers or anything like that. But basically, Aladdin, the live action, is pretty much exactly the same as the cartoon, but in the live action they give a little bit extra information, kind of like Beauty and the Beast when they gave more information, more background, explain things a little bit better than the cartoon did. The live action Beauty and the Beast was basically frame for frame, and they added a few things. They didn't really add it to the story. They emphasized, I can't think of the right word, but they, whatever, you know what I'm talking about, I think. But they enhanced, that's what I was trying to think of. I wanted to say emphasize, that wasn't the right word. They enhanced the story to where they give you a little bit more detail. They make sure that the story makes more sense. A lot of plot holes were filled. Anyway, the same thing with Aladdin is they filled a lot of things. One thing I was really worried about with the live action before I watched it is that if you watch the cartoon, there's some pretty nasty spots, like when the guards are chasing Aladdin when he's singing One Jump Ahead. I think that's the name of the song, but when he's singing the song and he's running through and they're going after him, well, there's this guy like laying on top of these spikes, and like they land on him, and basically the idea is he got speared through with all these spikes, and obviously he would have died at that point. Another thing is they did a lot of threatening with the big swords to cut off hands and all that type of stuff. I was afraid with the live action that they were actually going to have some gross stuff in it, and if you know me, if any of you know me personally, you know that I cannot stand gross stuff. Like, I just, ugh. Anyway, I'm very weak-stomached when it comes to things, and that was one thing I was worried about with the live action, that they were going to remake some of those scenes in a more live action version of it. So, anyway, but they didn't. Okay, so if you are queasy and you're worried, you had the same thoughts that I did, that they're going to be a little too grotesque with some of the scenes like they have in the cartoons. Although with the cartoons they're able to do it without it being gross, Don't worry, there aren't any scenes like that I can even remember. Um, a lot of people, another thing, a lot of people have come out and kind of looking down at the fact, I don't even know, they bash it that it has, great, my brain went blank. Will Smith play the genie, and a lot of people thought, oh, he looks weird when they'd see like a preview picture of him or whatever, and maybe in that particular photo he looked kind of funky, I don't know, but when I watched the movie, like, he was, in my personal opinion, he was the best option, for lack of a better word, replacing Robin Williams. Obviously, Robin Williams couldn't play the part himself, and that saddens me, because he was just an awesome actor. Everybody loved him, and I was one of those people. And anyway, for somebody to replace him is unthinkable. But I believe Disney did an amazing job at choosing Will Smith, because I don't even know, like, Will Smith is like probably the only person who could replace him in this movie, and he did an impeccable job. And we learn a little bit more about Genie in this version of it, in the live action, and I'm not going to elaborate on that because that would give too many spoilers. It will affect the ending of the movie, because the best things are when there's surprises or totally unexpected endings, and I have to say that this live action version of Aladdin definitely did have a unexpected ending, and it was a happy ending. I mean, it is very satisfying, the ending. Now we learn a little, they do change things a little bit, not a lot, not enough to go like, oh my goodness, that's not right. They change things enough to where it's where it makes more sense without changing the classic version of the movie. I will say that for Disney, the flying carpet scene, in my opinion, I don't think that scene lived up to what I would expect from Disney. Obviously, it is a fantasy story. I mean, so things aren't going to be realistic. However, I kind of feel like the flying carpet scene, when they're flying around and singing A Whole New World, yes, they sing A Whole New World. They pretty much have all the same songs. I mean, I'm trying to remember if they had any new, oh yeah, they did have new songs. Yeah, I remember now. My brain glitched there for a minute, but yeah, they have some new songs, totally awesome songs. They really get you in the feels, all the songs. But anyway, back to the flying carpet scene, is I feel like it could have been done just a little bit better. I feel like I think it's called CGI. Basically, the quality of the video just didn't seem like the best that they could have done. I feel like they could have improved it a little bit more before they produced it. It feels just a little fake, I mean, obviously it's not going to feel realistic, but at least the fantasy part of it should feel realistic, and it did, but it had a slight low budget feel to it, in my opinion. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm the only one who feels that way, but I really did love this movie. My husband and I plan on buying it when it comes out, or as soon as we can. Sometimes that may take a little bit longer than as soon as it comes out. But anyway, I really love this movie. I really only had that one negative, I guess, thing to say about it, and it was better than I expected it to be. I just loved it. All the characters were perfect for their all the actors were perfect for their characters, and they really made you feel like you were watching a brand new movie, but still sticking to the classic version. If you're gonna go see it, make sure you get popcorn. It's awesome, and thank you for watching my video, and I hope you enjoy Aladdin just as much as we did.